Welcome back, everybody. How are we all doing?
Yo,
we're
This
good.
is Pseudo Retribution, technically episode 21 of season 5. Weird to be back here. Anyone that's listening, this is probably the closest that you guys have ever been to getting us in real time. Because we have put off doing this for quite some time. 2 weeks before this comes out is when we are recording this. Yeah. We are nearly done with...
It's been like almost 2 months since we recorded the season finale.
We are nearly done with season 6 at this point.
Yeah.
Which is fun. It's a shorter season in general, so nothing to freak out about. But yeah,
I guess.
Everybody...
Season 6 has been fun so far.
Yeah, it has been. So
we've had some
be excited for that.
episodes, but that's to be expected.
Yeah. Be excited for season 6. I really like the intro of season 6. It's a pretty fun time.
For true.
But we are here.
Season 5.
Yep. So season 5. First point that I have here, episode 0. So this is just kind of a talking point for Jex and I to like update you guys on what happened. We won't last too long on it. I mean,
we never last
too
long. That's besides the point.
True. All right. So there's actually an episode 0 of this season that no one has heard yet, except for Cam because he did it on accident.
So for the rest of the players here, there is a session 0 stitched to the beginning of episode 1.
Yes.
Oh,
is it not actually its own separate thing? It's just stitched.
No, yeah, it's just stitched to the beginning of episode 1.
Gotcha. So essentially, what it is it's Persephone and Winslow originally fighting against Kronos before he jumps forward in time. So that's where like the sword that he had that was able to cut into alternate dimensions with his time powers as well. Persephone originally had that sword and he stole it from her and then jumped into the future. Yeah, so there's a whole session 0 about that.
Specifically her weakest moment, I believe.
Yes, the moment that she was going to be at her weakest, which was when Glacia, no longer goddess of evil, was, she receded and was in hell, so she's away from Persephone. Persephone had to, deal with shit on her own. That's why he decided to target her then. But when he came back, he was expecting to be able to reclaim his God of Time status. However, he wasn't able to because Richter was currently partly fulfilling that role, even though he wasn't a god. So instead, the man had to grind, essentially, to get to where he was. And become better and better. So yeah, just fun fact about this whole season. I think that's good for episode 0 then, for talks on it.
I mean, that was about it. It was just the Kronos fight. Stephanie and Winslow were there. We got some just nostalgia for me and you specifically because we were back in the old house that they used to play in, and we had we had a Ripper there with us. It was a good time.
Yep. So
for any listeners who don't know this somehow, Persephone and Winslow were me and Ross's first D&D characters.
Very, very true. Good to bring up. Yeah, first characters we ever played in D&D, Persephone and Winslow. Because I figured if you can be whatever you want, why not be a lesbian?
The actual origins, yeah, that's what it is. That was before the podcast started. That was our first D&D characters.
We had explained a little bit of some of the origins.
Maybe.
Yeah, not crazy amount, but but yeah. Second talking point. Any of your characters' backstories that you are curious about or want to talk about? Now is the time to do so. Any questions that anyone has about them?
With Karu, we didn't really go too deep with her backstory. Like with my previous character B, we went so deep into her backstory and like what brought her to making her bombs, like all that stuff.
Very true.
With Karu, it was definitely different because we didn't really go too deep into her backstory. But I mean, when you have like however many other players, I'm not technically a veteran player, but I am a veteran in Retribution, so
For sure.
I wanted to let the newer players like Skippy and
Zamaria. Ozma the player, Samaria the character.
Yes. I forgot her nickname. I wanted to give them a little time to go into their own spotlight a little bit, so that's why I personally didn't bring up Kara's backstory too much. But
yeah. If I didn't honestly, I don't know if we ever really talked that in depthly about Karu's backstory. We did a little bit, and I brought up what I knew.
Yeah,
so I remember talking about like the churches and everything.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Kara's backstory was supposed to be that she was a follower of Lathander. She wanted to be a really good person, but as per hinting towards my own life, the church wasn't really following what she thought Lathander was. Like, Lathander's supposed to be all good, a good god, like. Mm-hmm. But then the followers of Lathander were very like hypocritical with that, and that's why she left the church or something like that. I don't even entirely remember it at this point, but
that's along the basis of what happened. I remember I had Podna talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Because I remember he basically gave you a spiel about how you just got to follow your own heart and do
Yeah.
what you think is right.
Which she did. She ended up doing that anyways.
It's interesting to see. I mean, the character definitely had some development even without a lot of backstory.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It definitely expanded more along the lines of her and her wife's relationship more than I thought it would. But now I was actually intending for her to be the goddess of fertility, but when
that is what she is.
Or no. I was intending for her to be the goddess of sleep or rest. And then I just kind of throughout the season I got inspiration to change my mind because her wife and her wanted to have a baby. So that's where I took that character, and I feel like for all characters you can always feel yourself to have creative liberties even if you have an intended spot for that character. Do whatever you want with it. It's your own dang character.
For sure. Yeah, I felt like that's some pretty good advice for all the other players and any other players out there who might play D&D. Just never.
The character just plays the character, and that's that.
Exactly.
It's funky.
You can have a goal that you want to set them out on, but hey, they might change before your very eyes.
It's always fun to see those experiences happen because, like, that happened with Fleur actually in season 1 as well.
Yeah,
very different than I intended him to be.
Very true. Very true.
This isn't a season about. This isn't a talk about season 1.
Next backstory I'd like to jump onto is a Lotus's.
Sure. Yeah. What do you want to know?
I mean, I think in general, Lotus didn't have a crazy amount of backstory just because it was your first time joining up with the group.
Yeah.
And playing him.
Yeah, because I remember joining the group. You and Jex were talking about the world and the world building and the different, not universes, but the different halves of the universe you created and stuff like that, and all the rules and stuff like that. So coming into never playing a character above level 10 to now playing a character right now it's level 20 is pretty cool. But it was also like daunting because I was like, oh, well, I got all these new things, all these new mechanics. So creating a character with a backstory was kind of not on the back burner, but it wasn't on the forefront of my mind, I guess. So I remember talking to you, Ross, about connecting it with I don't know how far we got into planning my character, but like Persephone, the attachment there. I remember I wanted to play some sort of magical spellcaster class, and I ended up settling on Druid. But I also wanted to try some like melee combat. So I was like, okay, let's do Monk. And in my head, I was creating this character kind of like, what's his name? Uncle Iroh from Avatar, kind of like some sort of,
Nothing.
I don't know.
Continue. Just making me laugh.
It was like this character that it was easygoing, was not, I don't know, super complicated, or had like a really like strong, I don't know, like goal. Like I was just kind of there. I don't know. I kind of pictured him to kind of go on easy. Might have had like a tragic backstory. So I ended up picking myself as an orphan, and then that's where we tied it with Persephone, because she was like my foster mom or something, like running the orphanage kind of a thing. And that was a while ago in the universe. It did pop up a couple times, I think, especially the end of this last season. Yeah.
Yeah. And also your communication with her, aka the kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. That I always like the little gimmicks and the little
good flavor. I was paying attention. I did not catch on to that for a while.
Yeah.
It was a fun little, I don't know. I like these like mystical little things, and that was one of those things that was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, a little mechanic thing, So
the classes that you picked for that backstory work really well, because a druid and a monk are also usually pretty much wanderers. So having a that's not tied to much works really well with those classes. So bravo.
Yeah. And he kind of grew up as a lost character anyway. Like if you think about like an orphan, and like if the orphanage is, I think one of the wishes was there would be no more orphans. I don't know.
Yeah, that was season 1.
Yeah. So I don't know as far as timeline would go, but I kind of just pictured him kind of like trying to figure out life, enrolling in some sort of like monastery for monks, and that's like where he would learn how to take care of himself, kind of a thing. So like he would have started out his life as a druid, and then kind of like changed his ways, or maybe that's like what his parents were, kind of a thing, some sort of. And he's also a halfling, so he's not like this big, strong guy. He's like this little guy trying to not die in the world, kind of just going with life. And the whole like nature thing, God of nature, kind of stemmed out of that, going back to his roots as well. Like, life is sacred, kind of a thing, and respecting nature, and because that's kind of where he comes from. So that's at the end, towards the end of the season, as my, I guess, I wouldn't say character development, but definitely was like internalizing a lot of things that was happening around him, even if he didn't understand all of it. Because this is like his first time like dealing with all of this stuff. Like, I'm not sure if he would know Persephone was a god at the time, or became a god, or whatever. It's like the whole dealing with. Okay, so the whole thing with like dealing with all this chaos around him, with like all the, like his whole world's changing before his eyes, kind of a thing. Like, oh, hey, there's these gods, there's these things that we had to kill these gods, and like have this crazy adventure, kind of a thing. It kind of like, I guess it's kind of like sometimes like Lord of the Rings. Like it's kind of the same thing. Like you have like Bilbo Baggins, he's like this average guy, and he comes into an extraordinary situation, and
the name of this season
has to adapt.
Lotus' Bizarre Adventure.
Lotus' Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah. That was Joju's Bizarre Adventure.
That's so funny.
Yeah. No, but I feel like that works really, really well, especially since like, Lotus is an older gentleman. I don't exactly know what age he was. I was picturing.
I think I was. Yeah, I remember making my character. Let me see if I actually wrote it down real quick. Let me pull up my character sheet. I was thinking like retirement age, like 60 something.
Yeah.
50, late 50s, early 60s, maybe.
This is a fun character to go to play with as well.
For sure. And like the confusion would definitely be there, because when you were born, there were only 4 gods. And all of a sudden, as you're growing up, like all this, like these new gods just start appearing, and it's like, you know, a lot of confusion would be there. Like, what? Why is this happening? Am I out of touch with the world now? Like,
it's kind of like
what's going on?
IRL when like you have like grandparents trying to use technology, like it's just totally, they just didn't know. And it's hard to adapt sometimes.
Especially you just being like a wanderer nomad that doesn't really deal with society. It probably just happened.
Yeah, you probably showed up in a town once.
Now there's like 16 or 20.
Yeah. Like you show up in a town and people are worshiping Woople, and you're like, "What? Who is
Woople?"
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What the heck's a
god of
Woople?
weather? And you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
So I think
Who
that
the
works
fuck
really,
is
really well.
Bob?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like that worked really, really well.
The town one day, was like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
Like there's temples being built after some people, and you're like, what? Why?
They're just literally a pile of pasta in the sky, and they're worshiping it. I don't understand.
Yeah. So very, very interesting that you went that route. I thought it worked really, really well. I enjoy Lotus as a character.
Lotus is such a good
he's an interesting guy. He's plain interesting is one of those things where he's both plain, but makes him interesting. So
yeah, for sure. He definitely also developed. And then finally
Windows, which was a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Am I gonna talk about all three?
You can briefly touch on all three if you'd like.
Okay. Witchard, obviously, that was a custom class made by Ross.
Yep.
It's a very good class. A little bit behind the scenes, I wasn't feeling the character.
Very powerful.
I had him kill him off.
Yeah, I'll take that out of one of the talking points.
Yeah. Wu was entirely just improv.
The thing is, I
did not write a backstory for Wu at all.
Yeah.
The thing is, I liked Wu, but the problem was as a thought.
He was batshit insane.
Because that was a big plot point.
Yeah, we'll have that as a talking point later on as well.
Wu was batshit insane. Like, yeah. Now Pan. Pan
also batshit insane
for different reasons. Pan was a character that IRP'd was constantly high.
Welcome to Blaze V2.
Blaze V2, except he didn't, do all the nature bullshit. He didn't really believe in nature. He also didn't care about animal rights.
Obviously.
Yeah, that was a thing.
It was written into his features and traits was that he hated chickens. The reason he hated chickens was, as a young boy, his parents owned a small little chicken farm. And he was basically forced to take care of the chickens. They were very mean chickens. And they would, bite him, claw at him, peck at him, that kind of stuff. He just hated chickens. And one day, when after he made his deal with the dark entity that he followed, he decided to kill all the chickens.
Jeez.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Actually, Chicken Slayer, is that what your subclass was?
No. Subclass was a custom subclass called the Witch Doctor.
You got to keep that going.
Very good.
You have followers of Pan. You have to.
Yes. They have to kill at least one chicken.
On site.
You have to kill at least one chicken. Follow me.
On site.
A rite of passage.
There's no hard feelings because you killed my chicken.
We will get to the Chicken Fiasco later.
Yeah, Pan.
It's called the Chicken Fiasco.
Yes.
Pan, after his parents were murdered by his patron, this kind of like similar to Lotus, became an orphan, and basically got money by scamming people out of their money by doing fortune telling and all that stuff. Which you guys saw a bit of. A very fun thing to do, especially when your character isn't good at sleight of hand.
True.
So it was alright. That's basically it. I mean, I didn't really have well thought out backstories for any of them.
Yeah.
I usually don't have well thought out backstories for my characters either.
Okay, so next talking point then. We have my birthday episode. How'd you guys like Blimbo's little establishment that he had going?
Oh yeah, dude.
Midnight's backstory was very basic.
Oh yeah, my bad, dude. I'm completely
nice going.
Yo, I'm stupid right now. It's because we're double DMing. I don't see him as a player.
Yeah, he's a player. I mean, I've also been chiming in as if I was a DM.
Yeah. Go for it. No, I want the full batch.
Yeah, Midnight's backstory wasn't super intense. We just kind of had a basic premise with it. So Midnight was from Earth, same as Padna. I believe he was from El Paso, was his hometown, if I recall correctly.
I believe so as well. Yep.
And after Padna died, or he called him Lone Star, who he had a crush on. I feel like I hinted that enough. I'll say it out loud now. He had a crush on Padna. Regardless, well, actually not on Padna specifically. It was on Midnight. It was on Lone Star. But after Lone Star got shot down in that shootout that we actually resaw in, I can say because we're past the finale, that we actually resaw that same memory in Midnight's final boss. He ended up trying to go after, I believe, that same bandit gang, and ended up getting burned alive, which is why he died, which is why all those burns came over him. Which we saw in the episode that I cut Ross off from talking about.
That's good.
So when his soul died, the same thing happened to him that happened to Padna, because Padna was able to look at that research from Marl that he could trap souls that were going into the different afterlife planes. He could take them and steal them for himself. Reconstructed a new body using some other Padna magic. I don't think we ever explained how he did that.
Yeah, I think he had Richter's help.
I think it was something to do with Richter, or possibly Blaze.
In-laws are awesome.
Anyways, Midnight was given a new body and was around the plane for actually quite a while before I played him.
Yeah, let's talk about the references.
For 2 seasons before I actually played him at least once.
Yeah. It was when Dooner D'Antoni fought against Padna, which is very controversial with that player. Because he felt like there was no reason for it to be in the story, but he was just talking smack against Padna, and I wanted Padna to fight him. Yeah, it did. And Padna whooped his ass. And after he proceeded to whoop his ass, Midnight was actually there. And Padna had an interaction with Midnight before going back to the plane.
Yeah, it was. I believe it was you just saw Midnight's outfit, so a guy dressed in all white with a black hat.
Yeah, just dapped him up,
and then that was where the frame cut off there. And then in my most hated episode of season 4, Midnight also showed up.
Yeah.
When I think it was Ivory called for Padna's help.
Yeah,
I believe so.
In tow with him was also Midnight.
Yeah,
fired off a couple shots.
I believe that was Midnight showed up at the ship fight, the mimic ship fight.
Episode of that season.
I also believe Midnight made an appearance
he did make one earlier that season as well.
Yeah, with what's her face? I forget her. Carlet.
Yeah, with the Carlet. Somebody got shot. I forget who it was, but somebody got shot in the back with two golden beams of Eldritch Blast in season 4 as well.
Yep.
Which was another point that never actually happened. If Midnight was to get banished, he would have gotten banished back to the plane of Cowboys and Communism.
Yes, because that is his original
not the material plane. It was the plane of Cowboys and Communism.
Yep, and he was sent down onto my side of the world because what's it called? Fuck. Padna wanted to spread communism throughout that side as well. So because he already had his other self.
He was only aware of the Mechanist plane. Actually, I don't actually have a name for it, but we'll call it the Mechanist plane.
And what is not aware of the fucked up plane that I have.
The Ross plane. He was not aware of that.
Ross plane.
So we needed a messenger to be there, which is why in certain places where we traveled through, Midnight had already been there.
Yeah.
Because Midnight had been around the plane before.
Yep. Which is fun stuff.
All the talking points I have for Midnight. He was a fun character. Didn't really love the class of Warlock, though. I'm not going to
lie. It can be fun, it's just how you play it, I guess.
It's all just the character. But
yeah. Birthday episode. So yeah, back to the Blimbo's microbrewery. Sorry for forgetting about Midnight.
I'm gonna mute and I'll be back in a few minutes. But
okay.
Continue.
He's gonna shit himself. Good.
No, my dog is here and I'm gonna go stand on my puppers.
Oh.
Okay, cool. How do y'all feel about the birthday episode? Getting free drinks and hanging out, fun time.
Fun. It just felt
super fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time, bro.
And also the RPing of the sex.
That was something else.
No, that was also fun. It was in good spirits. And I feel like I didn't go too in depth on it, which is good because you don't want to.
I mean, I honestly thought the most fun was probably listening to a Lotus's events.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was one of those things, man.
Because that was funny.
Remember what happened?
Well, because there's
that's all I got.
But I remember trying hard to, because it was basically just like a strip club or whatever, and or
same idea.
You know, a little dungeon, yeah, whatever, like it, you know. And I remember a Lotus, yeah, like yeah, whatever. And I remember like I was like, what would a Lotus do? Like, would a Lotus even know what to do? and like imagining it. Have you guys ever seen Community, the TV show?
Of course, Community? I'm a huge fan of Community.
Oh my gosh. What's his name?
Abed?
Pierce.
Oh, Pierce.
it's like Pierce. I was picturing like Pierce trying to be cool, like with the kids, because that was basically his character, right? Like he wanted to be there just to whatever. He was in community college.
Talk about banging Earth or Kid.
Yeah, seriously. So I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe something like that. So I was like, well, let's make this funny. So yeah, I think that it turned out pretty funny. I don't think it was like ended up getting like too dark or whatever or anything like that.
Fun session. I just remember it being fun.
Yeah, I remember it being fun as well. It's happy to have it there. You forget a lot about what happened in this campaign, but we went throughout all the episodes and everything. There's actually a lot to talk about.
Before we did this, me and Russ tried to come up with talking points, and there was a lot of stuff that happened.
That there was. Next, I have a fun fact about the house to hell, that kind of abandoned house that was up there.
Yeah.
So fun fact that I'll mention, that is actually a real house that I used as a ground floor layout. It's actually my girlfriend's house.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I needed a house and I was like, why not just use hers? So I just had a mental map of her house.
Your house leads to hell. Good to know.
That's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah. I've never actually been in her basement, and that's the door that had the elevator to hell.
Oh, that's so funny.
I figured I'd just put that in there then. It's a fun little bit. Yeah, but fun fact. Next, I have Witchard having sex with the succubus, but I'll come back to that for when Cam makes his return. Yeah. Next up, I have Peepaw. Yeah.
Peepaw's pride.
So, yeah, we all remember the succubus fight. We were fighting the Nalfashnay with the succubus.
Yes, we were talking about that.
Yeah. If I didn't break that charm that turn, I was going to kill everybody.
Dang.
That was the thing that was because I was trying to just to like kill everyone. So my plan was that room was super small. I was going to drop a sickening radiance in the room and then just block the door, and we would have all been dead in 6 turns. That's a real thing that would have actually happened like really fast.
Yeah, would have been fun.
They would have been blocking the door, so you wouldn't be able to get out, and would have killed everyone. I would have TPK'd the party on session. What was that, like 4?
Yeah, not very.
Yeah, it was pretty early.
Oh man.
Yeah. So fun fact there. So Peepaw. Did everybody like Peepaw? Was he a good character?
I missed Bring Bit, man. I'm looking back.
Yeah,
to my
he was a good.
What was his name?
He was a fun little character. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember him doing drugs with a Lotus.
And me.
Yeah, I remember tripping balls. Yeah.
Yeah, all you guys together. Just you really did
along really well because he was a follower of Podna, so like I was able to get in there pretty quickly.
Looking at a Lotus now playing like Pierce, that actually makes a lot of sense. Throughout everything, I can really relate that back to a lot of experiences that he had now. But you were definitely a better character than Pierce, man. I hate Pierce in Community.
I know, he's so annoying.
Dude, after watching the D&D episode with Pierce in it, I just couldn't stand his
character. Isn't there two? Isn't there two? There's two of them, I thought.
Yeah, there are two. I'm talking about the first one.
Yeah, those are interesting, dude.
Dude, I wanted to beat the shit out of him. Like, I could not.
He's just an annoying character. I'm sorry.
He really is.
But he is.
He was just okay.
How they written him.
Recap for anyone who hasn't seen what we're talking about. Essentially, there's an episode where there's this one kid who wants to kill himself because he's just super depressed and doesn't have any friends. So the gang of Community gets together in order to play D&D since this kid's like super into it because they want to have a fun enough campaign to convince him that life's worth living and that they're all like friends and everything.
I forget his name though. He has a name. I think it was
Fat Neil.
Fat Neil, that's what it is.
There's no other Neil in the school, but he's just fat, so everyone calls him Fat Neil.
Why?
It's actually really dark if you think about it, but it
is really dark.
In the TV show, it's just so funny.
It is. So they all band together. I think Jeff initially gave him the nickname Fat Neil too.
Yeah, it was Jeff. Yeah.
But they all get together to hang out and play this game, and they don't invite Pierce because they feel like he's just gonna, be an ass. And he finds out.
He's gonna ruin it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he does ruin it. Like this kid has like this magical sword, and Pierce like steals it from him when he joins the table, and then they have to run Pierce in a different room as like a villain. And the reason that Pierce is doing this is because he wants Fat Neil to kill himself. So he's trying to just ruin this experience for him, just so that this kid will fucking kill himself.
And I mean, the other thing about Pierce is like he has to have the attention, and like because the whole group is focusing on Fat Neil, he's not getting any of it, so he feels betrayed by the group. That's like a common theme, like throughout the 4 or 5 seasons or whatever it was. But it's like. Yeah, then Pierce ends up coming in and like just ruining the game pretty much.
Yeah,
ends up being like the villain of the whole campaign and everything.
Yeah, if you want to watch that episode for yourself, I don't know what streaming services actually have it anymore because they took it down.
I think Hulu.
I watched it initially on Hulu. I think Hulu might have taken it down just because. Senor Chang does blackface in that episode. So I believe that's why they took it out. It's not actual blackface. He paints himself entirely black. Yeah, I know. But he paints himself entirely black because he's a dark elf.
No, it's still up. It's still up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, all 6 seasons.
You can watch it there. As long as you can find the episode itself. I mean, because Netflix, I was watching with my girlfriend and they referenced it in one of the episodes and I was like, what? We didn't get to that episode. And then I was looking and they just skipped the episode entirely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I wanted her to see that because of how she can then also have the same rage for Pierce that I do, but now she doesn't. But yeah, fun stuff. Back to Peepaw. I thought that I did a good job of making him a likable character that everyone could kind of get along with.
And did you know the whole time that he was intended to die?
Absolutely, he was meant to die from day one.
Oh,
I didn't at all.
Yeah. I made him. I wanted him to be as likable as possible, just so I could kill him off. Give the party a sense of urgency.
Sure, we're coming up with talking points, but part of he did say before he died that he needed to die an unnatural death so that he could be reincarnated. Did the reincarnation ever go through?
Well,
did anybody
maybe it did.
Reincarnate the Peepaw?
Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. We'll find out in a future season. How about that?
Oh, nice.
See what happened to Peepaw. Yeah.
Okay. When I get to replay characters.
Yeah.
Not Blimbo. Blackjack's gotta go check up on Schmanthony.
Hell yeah. Schmanthony's been living it up. Next up then. Wife. Yeah, banging your wife. What a guy. So is your wife, real quick question about that actually that I have for you, Karu. Since you've left the plane, is your wife, would you picture that she's still faithful to you, or do you think that she's just kind of with Schmanthony now?
She is. But if she's not, I'm not going to be upset because I've been away for so long. I mean,
and then left the plane of existence.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Feywild's a livable plane. She could have theoretically taken her with her.
So is your wife now with you then? I mean, you're going to watch her die before your eyes. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
She will age and you will not. And then you can, if she's a follower of you can keep her soul with you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Next up, talking point. Zamario's fiance. I know that she's not here, but hey, we can talk about it at least. Yeah, so I didn't make him to die, if anyone's curious about that. I actually had some talking points for him afterwards. He was just gonna be severely injured and have to stay there, and they're gonna nurse him back to health. But then she fully decapitated him and killed him. Or no, she split his body in half, I believe was how she did it. Yeah, the Zamaria classic. And I remember specifying before she did that, like, you sure that you want to do that? She's like, absolutely. Because then later on, obviously, we found out that his mind was not his own, and Sadamsa had taken control of him. So yeah, it was still her loving fiance, and she fully murdered him. Love that. Yeah,
that was a really dark twist. Yeah, that was a cool little character thing there.
That was Sadamsa, and also a very difficult fight.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just gave him a really powerful item and then made a level 20 character.
Also, one of the many fights that I got cucked is Midnight. There was one fight where I actually got to use my abilities.
Sorry, homie. I gotta make things more difficult, you know.
I guess that's fair, but like it was. I mean, we had to do it at night too, so I couldn't even like stay at a range that way. It was just weird.
Sorry. Yeah. Next talking point that I then have is about Sadamsa. Actually, did anyone? I'm assuming Jex is the only person that knew. Anyone else curious about?
I figured out as soon as I heard the name.
Yeah, well, because he's from season 1.
Yes, and he was going by the same name in season 1.
Hey, yeah. I'm gonna be listening. I have to be muted though. I forgot I'm double booked tonight, so.
Okay, I do have some questions that I want to talk to you about though, specifically.
Okay, all right.
So first one I'll mention real quick. Richard fucks a succubus. You want to explain any backstory into that at all?
Wait, what? Hold on.
When you fucked the succubus.
Yeah. So, Richard had a contract out with succubus, right? And in true Witcher fashion, instead of killing the beast, was seduced by it and let it go.
Cool.
A little bit of a love interest, you know?
Yeah. You have a lot of talking points that I need to talk to you about then coming up. So please just hop in whenever we need to discuss any of that, okay?
Okay. Yeah. So
sounds
I'll
good.
do a backstory for the viewers. I play on a 5M server, and there's a very big event tonight starting in approximately 10 minutes. So
Gotcha.
And I'm a cop on the server, so I need to be around.
Gotcha. Should we jump to everything that we need to deal with him and then go back throughout everything else?
Okay with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So first thing I want to talk about then with him is Alpha Chad. General party can talk about it as well, but I want to get, how did you feel about Alpha Chad, Cam?
Oh, I fucking loved Alpha Chad. You had this big early Russian Minotaur that had this fucking like teenage Discord admin-esque fucking dude in his ear all times.
Just a loser. Yeah, no, that was hilarious.
I just felt like Alpha Chad needed a friend, and that's like really what it boiled down to.
Alpha Chad just needed a friend to play GTA with. That's all it is.
I learned that it was Azathoth. I was like, fuck!
Yeah, Azathoth.
I'll be the first to admit it was my idea to kill Wu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was the one who opened up the
so
group chat.
A little bit of behind the scenes for the entire all the viewers. They had a group chat called Gank Wu Gang.
Yep. Yeah.
Where they mulled over for a few sessions on whether or not they're going to kill Wu.
Dude, we mulled over for like a week.
Yeah.
And
I still have it. Yeah, it's right here.
And all it took was a little spark of Karu saying some shit, and then Alpha Chad being like, "You should totally fucking just kill him." And Wu was like, and then Wu failed the wisdom save. Was like, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, you called me fat. That's right.
Yeah.
You called me fat.
And then Karu, the healer, fucking kills him.
Yeah.
She proved his point though.
You called me fat.
Yeah, and you sat on him to kill him.
I stepped on him.
Crushed in his ribcage.
Your sheer weight, therefore, you were fat.
The thing is, I liked Wu as a character, and I thought Alpha Chat was super fun. But me in character as Midnight knew that Azathoth was a goddamn problem.
Yeah.
No, Alpha Chat. I could have made him fucking good in the end.
Sacrifice one for the greater good. That was like that's a Midnight trope.
And then you got Pan.
Yeah, I mean, at least Pan was more manageable.
Yeah, it was more of a lateral move.
Yeah. I went from chaotic evil to I think neutral evil.
Well, now you're awful good.
and now I'm chaotic good.
Chaotic good. Okay, so you were lawful evil then because you swapped to chaotic good.
And I went from gender fluid to agender.
Asexual.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. I think I laughed out loud at that. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what a brilliant final card!"
The final episode where Pam was like, "What the fuck have I been doing my entire life?"
Hell yeah,
cheating people out of money. He had an entire existential crisis at the end of the episode.
Wow,
nice.
All right, I have a question before I mute up here for the foreseeable future. What was the deck?
Okay, I have that as a later point. Do you want to do that right now?
Yeah, because I literally have to go within the next 5 minutes. So
okay, first thing I want you to do, roll me 3d100. I'll tell you what it does, and then afterwards I'll talk about the most important ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can just do that real quick.
So I got a 59.
Okay, 59. I'll tell you right now. You regain all spell slots.
11.
Nice.
11. Your height changes by 1d10 inches. If even, grow. If result is odd, shrink.
30.
30. 30. Caster's feet and hands become covered in a sticky goop for 10 minutes or until washed off.
Oh.
Okay.
I helped Ross write this item up, and there are some stupid ones in there. There's some ones we appropriated from the internet, and there are just some fucking hysterical ones.
Yeah. So the most important ones. A 1. I roll on the table at the start of each of your turns for a full minute.
Nice.
A 17. An ethereal copy of your childhood pet looks you in the eyes and then proceeds to ravage and kill a spectral form of you at the age of 4 months old.
Oh, shoot.
A 21. The worn clothes and armor of a random character in the caster becomes solid adamantine until the end of their next turn. Their AC becomes 24 regardless of what they are wearing, and they are considered restrained. 23. Roll another D100. On a 3 or less, swap your race. If you're a woman, become a man. 28. On your next turn, the caster takes no action as they vomit out 1d10 plus 1 gold pieces.
Which happened.
30, yep. Oh, I forgot about that. 33. The next spellcaster casts within 1 minute that deals damage will deal max damage.
Oh,
dang.
40. Yeah, 47. A unicorn appears within 5 feet of the caster. After 1 minute, it explodes into squirrels, which scurry away. 50. You begin uncontrollably pissing yourself. Your pants get soaked and you smell like shit. Everyone's looking at you. You deserve to feel ashamed of yourself. Take 5d8 take 58 necrotic damage. If you go down to 0 from this attack, you come back with full health and a fresh, dry pair of pants, and you add a d4 radiant damage to your melee attacks for the next d100 days.
Oh, wow.
55. Your mother dies. If she's already dead, she comes as a ghost and tells you about how much of a disappointment you are and how better your siblings are if you have any for the next 1d8 days.
I was really hoping he was going to pull that one.
Oh, man. That's hilarious.
I was really hoping he was going to pull that one.
60. A bear appears 5 feet next to the caster. Get fucked, LOL. Take 12 damage. If this attack knocks you, you and 5 of your closest family members and friends go to the 9th level of hell forever. 68. Caster must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. If they fail, their nose begins to bleed acid. They repeat the save at the start of each of their next turns. If you can't save in 5 turns, your skin fills with acid and your brain melts out through your nose. 74. Caster receives a can of aerosol deodorant titled J&S with a picture of a small pirate man riding a pirate ship being pulled through the lava by a giant shark. This has one use. When you use it, it increases your persuasion, intimidation, performance, and deception for 8 hours. I assume you get to either proficiency or expertise within it. 78. If the next spell would kill its target, the target's extremities fly apart. I thought that's just a fun one.
That's just fun.
Nice.
82. Caster's fists become otherworldly spaghetti and with a reach of 20 feet for 1 minute. On a hit, they deal bludgeoning damage equal to 2d8 plus their spellcasting modifier. 84. Loud voices ridicules the caster on initiative count 20 for 1 minute.
I was also hoping you pull that one.
85. Caster sneezes and 3 illusory duplicates appear. Mirror images casted upon them. 86. Caster's legs become like a frog for 1 minute. Their standing long jump is 20 feet and their standing high jump is 10 feet. 88. Determine if your character is wearing socks. If they are, get a zombie follower that is the last person's funeral that you attended. If not, you receive a message from your father. If dead already, then you get a call from your real father. Your mother was a whore, telling you that your uncle has died of syphilis and suggesting you get tested.
Oh my gosh.
And 91. If caster dies within the next day, they become the target of a reincarnate spell. They gain a new body after 8 hours. 96. Caster becomes frightened of a color for 1 hour. I pick a random color. 97. Caster is surrounded by faint ethereal music for 1 minute. The only 2 songs that play are Lowrider, featured on the George Lopez show, and the Tequila song. 98. Caster loses spell slots equal to their current health divided by 50, rounded up. And 100. Caster is temporarily banished to the plane of chaos. They return at the start of their next turn, but lose all their spell slots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fun item.
So there's a bunch of the fun stuff that item has to offer.
Personal favorites were the mom ridiculing you and the soup one.
Yeah.
That was good, just because he read that verbatim. That's what it says.
Yeah. I like the Piston and Pants one and the Bear one.
Fuck law.
5 family members and 5 close friends of yours all go to the 9th layer of hell with you forever. It's a fantastic time.
That's all so wild.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you get when you have a chaotic item like that.
Yeah.
There's some chaos in there.
Some really good stuff and some really bad stuff. All right, next up, talking point, Sudamsa. We talked a little bit about him. I just felt like we just kind of skipped past it afterwards. How did everyone feel about Sudamsa, just as a character? Did you hate him right off the bat? Were you curious about him?
A problem with him when I first picked him up.
I didn't really care about him.
Okay, cool. Lotus?
I don't know, like I remember it was pretty much the same with I just forgot his name. Shoot. With Cam's character, with his little guy. I was like, okay, well, he's obviously powerful, but like, what are his intentions, kind of a thing. So like, and that's pretty much all he thought of him. Like, other than that, he didn't really care for him.
Gotcha.
But the interesting, like, Asmodeus connection, like, I was trying to piece that together.
Yeah.
Like, I recognized it immediately, which is why I tried to get rid of that item. And I talked to Ross afterwards. Like, I told him that was metagaming, but I thought it'd be better off in somebody else's hands.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. He was essentially a lich who put himself into a sword after he died the first time. So it was like his phylactery that he was regrowing from. And that allowed him to possess whoever was wielding him. But he needed to be able to get them to agree to full possession. So, yeah, that's why I started off with small agreements like, hey, you want to be a little bit more powerful. And then when they accepted that, then they got some more buffs. But then they no longer would let him go willingly. Like Zamaria wouldn't put him down, even just like for a second. Like she was always holding him. And then, further on, you get more armor. You know, the possession becomes stronger. Your alignment starts to change. and then the final one, you lose your character, and he just possesses them.
Wow.
Which is what happened to her fiance.
That was annoying.
Yeah.
I will admit.
Thanks. I thought it was interesting. Next one that I have up here.
It was also a good callback because that was the villain in season 1.
That it was. I thought it was a pretty good callback. I have some good callbacks that I want to talk about here, and any possible.
You do a lot. We're getting to the point in our campaign that the callbacks actually work.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a fun callback that no one technically knows about except for me and Jex and possibly Ash. Goblin with a rocket launcher. Snurf's cousin.
I think that was just me because I never actually got to play Snurf. He was just.
I don't remember him.
Oh,
Snurf,
you don't remember the goblin with the?
I loved Snurf.
No.
Dude, it was a goblin.
Launcher, I loved him so much.
Yeah, he was when you guys were fighting against the Bear Prince. You guys went to the one casino and Wu bet his soul.
Oh yeah, he sold. Yeah, he like bought the whole casino and got everyone to like help us.
When he got ready to go fight with him, which is always
Yep, and Snurf had or this guy, I forget what his name was, but he had a rocket launcher. I thought he was a really funny character. I was happy to have him. He was definitely clinically insane.
Which you've also done the terrible thing of establishing rocket launchers as canonical in our world.
Oh yeah, I mean they exist out there somewhere, like Fievel. If anyone gets that reference. Nope. Okay, cool. It's I mean, Skippy, you should. It's the song. It's like somewhere out there.
Oh,
I bet do their rendition. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, I got some likes from a comment that I made as under my meme page. Check out the description. Cringy memes are best memes. Where one of the people that I followed was like, "I'm leaving for an hour." Comment how I really act in the comments. And I just posted all the lyrics to that song. They got on or liked it. They were like, "That's pretty good." Yeah, I thought that was just interesting. Real life LA. Kind of wanted to have Cam here for this as well. If he wants to chime in on it, he can. But like the dollhouse in real life LA. What were the feelings in general about that? If you remember that. You guys were doing paperwork.
Yeah, that's right after we met Pan and we got teleported, right?
Yeah, you guys actually shrunk down first and had marionette versions of you doing paperwork.
Yeah.
Then we entered the dollhouse, got fucked up by a stag.
Yeah. That was fun. We met Peter Parker.
Yeah, you guys met Tom Holland. Yeah.
Tom Holland,
Spider-Man powers.
Spider-Man.
He was Spider-Man.
Boy.
What?
I was actually Spider-Man the whole time.
What did you say, Jex?
Was looking for Man Spider or Spider-Man because Alpha Chad said something about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then you guys met Tom Holland because he was shooting in LA.
Spider-Man.
He's shooting up LA, yeah.
He's shooting heroin in LA like he usually does.
That episode was just super funny for me because like it was just supposed to be like we're gonna take a quick short rest and it took the entire session.
It ended up being like a whole thing, like a whole getting coffee and went up like
I wanted to go get the Starbucks coffee and then just chill for half an hour and get my stuff back because I just got fucked up by a stag and then that took an hour and a half.
Yeah, because there was Stacy and Lindsay and all the
yeah.
And then Cam chimed in as like a side character and you just didn't question it.
Yeah, I allowed it. It was all in good fun. He wasn't doing anything to break the game, so I figured why not.
That carnival game, those carnival games too.
Yeah, carnival games as well with Blimbo as a stuffed animal that you guys had to win.
Yeah, and I think Pan sold some girl to trade him.
Traded Blimbo's soul with somebody else.
Yeah, he traded like Stacy's soul.
Yeah, he just traded Stacy out Blimbo. They were like, we need to free her too because
was it Jessica?
Jessica.
No, I think it was Stacy.
I think it was Lindsay.
Oh no. Let me look at my notes here. Let me look at my notes.
I think it was Stacy.
Rebecca.
No, I'm like 90% sure that it was Stacy because I remember Kim saying, "Stacy, you're such a fucking bitch."
There was a couple white girls there.
There were multiple.
Yeah, there was one more to the Starbucks that I was just chilling at.
Like possibly a Jennifer and Michelle as well.
Jennifer might have been it as well. I don't remember.
I didn't actually write the names. I just put a group of white girls at Starbucks. I didn't put any names.
Cam, if you're still listening, do you remember what the name was?
I don't think he is.
Oh, he's deafened as well. Never mind. I thought he said he was going to still be listening. Yeah, never mind. We lost Cam. I don't know what he's even doing in here.
Anyway. Yeah,
I'm just going to boot him from the call.
I did think it was funny that it took fucking half an hour. Like it took a whole session to take a short rest, but like it was fun.
Yeah, what was the idea with that, Ross? Well, is that just like a place for us to recoup, or was that gonna be like a whole? Was that supposed to be like a whole session thing?
It was just kind of a place for you guys to recoup and then make it to the carnival. That was the real idea that I had behind it. You guys kind of built it into more, and I was fine with doing more with it.
That was yet another callback to season 1, actually, because we went to real life New York City in that.
That's true.
That you did,
and
but you guys were
died.
Yeah, you guys were shrunk down to a tiny size in real life New York City.
We were tiny in real life New York City. We still went to real life New York City. That's why when we went to real life LA, I was like, I think Midnight might die here. And that was like one of the running up my backup character because I was like, history repeats itself. I might die here.
Yeah, because we had Hungry Hydras and a bunch of different games for you all to play.
We had like that eating contest, hot dog eating contest.
Pie eating.
Or pie. It was pie. It was pie. Yeah.
Pie eating contest. Yes, very fun as well. Man, see, when you think about the season in general, you're like, yeah, it was an alright season. But then actually, like thinking back, like all the different sessions and everything,
what we did,
it was pretty fun.
A lot of ground this season.
Yeah, a lot of content, a lot of callbacks. But yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Any other finishing thoughts about it?
I think Midnight still ended the campaign with a Starbucks gift card. I don't think he got rid of it.
Oh wow!
Good. Now there just is a Starbucks gift card somewhere. Just there to.
That's funny. Somebody. Joju eventually might come for it. Or no, Starbucks weren't big when Fleur was in the real world. But Joju, he's made some rounds. I believe Joju left that plane in like 2015 or so.
I know Fleur was like
actually
in like 2001, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know I think Joju might actually still be here right now because he was teleporting throughout all the time. So maybe he's the one that started coronavirus. You know?
Oh,
it's possible. I mean,
first 9/11, now coronavirus. What?
For every,
he also he made Hitler. He made and then killed Hitler.
That did happen.
Yeah, he shot off one of his testicles to make him upset, and then gave him some radicalized propaganda to help fight against the Jews. And then Hitler was gaining too much power, so Joju just killed him.
He had too much powder.
Yeah,
true too.
I would believe that Hitler would snort coke. This man was on something else. But yeah,
I was gonna say, dude, that was
this is too much order. We need to kill him.
That was. That's fun. No, I like that area. It was a good time.
Thanks. Next up, I have the arena fight where all of you guys duked it out for the item, and Karu was actually the winner.
Yeah, that's right.
Objectively, the worst character made for combat. However, was able to slip under the radar until the end.
It's the only reason why.
I mean, yeah, it's not like there was a giant elephant in the room or anything.
Yeah,
I was paying attention to you because you were not the combat character.
Right. I wasn't the center of attention because I was just the healer. What was I gonna do? And then
so you just swept it at the end.
I swept it.
Yeah. So, good on you.
Thank you.
Happy about that. Yeah. Very subverting expectations for sure. I expected Mario to come out there as the victor.
Yeah, the paladin. That was what I was expecting as well.
Yeah, but no. I don't think she used lay on hands. I think that's an issue.
Nope. Yeah, I don't think that was lay on hands. I feel like Zamaria did not know her abilities very well.
Nope, she didn't. She had some really cool abilities that she never ended up using. Like she could, if someone was attacking one of you guys, she could have swapped it so that they started attacking her instead.
Interesting.
That being a thing. Mm-hmm. And she also had an ability that if anyone within her aura dealt damage to someone else, they would take damage in return. In order to help try to create peace.
And that was a really cool. That's a really cool paladin subclass that I would like to see played again.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody
really powerful one.
Make sure you read your sheet before the session.
For sure.
That's what I always have to do anyways, though. I forgot about a bunch of abilities I had on Midnight.
For sure. Yeah, Midnight's a fun one, though. Next up, I have the Chicken Fiasco, but Cam is gone. You guys kind of talked about that as well.
Already explained how the chicken worked.
Yeah.
So, like, actually, Lotus, I do have a question for you about that. Was that like the moment in a Lotus's head where he decided that his wish was going to be about animal rights? Like, was it then?
Yes. Yeah. Well, like it was. Yeah, pretty much. Like it was. I was like, wow. Like, and that was before we met Rudolph, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Directly
like,
before.
I think it was more of a tipping point between him and Pan's relationship. Like, he truly just didn't like Pan anymore. Like, he tolerated him, like, with all the little gimmicks he was doing, pulling cards out and stuff like that. And I guess that planted, like, a seed for it. And then, like, as I don't think Lotus knew what Rudolph was until I don't think Rudolph ever revealed himself.
He did, actually, at the very end.
At the end there?
He did after,
because
after the fight.
Yeah, he threw Pan into a tentacle of black mass. Or black
That's
mass
right.
tentacles, rather.
I remember that.
Fuck this! I'm not dealing with this.
Were we eating? I think we were eating something together.
Possibly.
Yeah, we were at Fooney's apartment when we first saw Rudolph.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Pan actually had a conversation with Rudolph there as well.
Which we did in the private chat, but yeah, that did happen.
Yep, which I wish that he'd be here to be able to talk about that. But,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I guess that other things take top priority. Throwing some shade on him. Yep. Hey, we always throw around shade. Next up after that, then Schloopy and Fooney. Yeah, just meeting them in general. I banged
Schloopy. I forgot about that.
You did bang Schloopy. There was intercourse between you and Schloopy. Because as we decided, if orcs can bang humans, then goblins can too.
And it was awesome.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Fun thing to see Schloopy and Fooney again.
Yeah, again, season 1 callback.
That is a nostalgia trip as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be able to meet with them again.
Didn't we meet Schloopy at the casino? Wasn't he the guy that checked us in?
No, that was the goblin with the rocket launcher.
Different
goblin.
Yeah. Okay.
That goblin talked like this.
Schloopy has appeared in every season at some point.
I believe so as well. I believe that he's always been there.
He's always there somehow. It's never been explained, but he's just there.
Yeah, he's just always there. Fun stuff. Gotta love Schloopy. And his also weird relationship with Blimbo.
Yeah,
Blimbo has also appeared in every single season.
Well, ever since he's been
3.
Yes, since season 3. He has been in every. No, yeah, you're right. I don't think Schloopy was in season 2 at all.
Yes, he was.
Blimbo was in season 3.
Schloopy was referenced in season 2. We never saw him directly, but he was referenced.
Oh, was he actually referenced?
And I ran season 2. Back when you guys were meeting with the Lady of Shadows, Joju and Richter showed up, and they brought Schloopy with them.
You're right.
We never saw him, but he was there in the back because they were talking about giving him a bunch of booze.
I think he might have even had a few lines that he said.
I think he was just like, I think you just did a standard Schloopy bit.
Yeah.
But yes, Schloopy's appeared in every season.
Damn, man, that's awesome. What a great guy. Next up in the talking point, the school fight. Where you guys, there was the rival artificer that was trying to kill Fooney.
The one and only time that I used my duel ability.
Yes, where you could pull someone else into
somebody into your duel. I didn't tell anybody I was going to do it. It's like, you guys got this, right? And then I just left.
Yeah, and that dude dealt some serious damage from a build that you and I talked about.
When I did that, by the way, I was
you beat him.
I can reduce the casualty count to 1 because it'll be 3v1 and a 1v1. So I was like, well, I can reduce the casualty count.
Yeah,
and then I somehow won.
Yeah, good on you. I think I did lower his health towards the end because it was just going on for a while.
That's a normal
1v1 will. Yeah. Then Any other thoughts about that fight?
Cool.
Anyone else?
I think it was good. I think it was interesting to see, like, as we were getting stronger, like how the fights are being not adapted, but like still challenging.
Yeah, more and more powerful characters showing up.
Yeah,
because that was I would say that was probably challenging for you guys. Having have fought Sudamsa's guy, now 2 level 20 characters, rather than just 1, but they didn't have crazy buffed magic items.
Yeah.
Really difficult, but not the worst thing in the world.
Well, so you playing healer wasn't able to do much except keep us up.
Right.
Yeah, which isn't bad.
Which we did need. Clerics are good. I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm just saying, like, you probably didn't feel like the combat was very easy just because you couldn't do much.
I couldn't do much.
Yeah. Clerics are great, though.
Clerics are fantastic.
Next up, then, we already did card time. Season 1 location that we revisited with the Hooters.
Yes. Again, another nostalgia trip for me because I remember being there as Fleur.
Yeah, and Finn was also there, if Ash remembered that at all.
I do. I love Finn. Finn's always so fun to bring back.
Of course. I just wanted to bring back the area in general, and speaking with Dead, talking to the college girls that all got banged by Jojo.
They died like very shortly after that, apparently.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. It's a very quick thing. Well, because you guys killed the baby, and then the mama came out and just wrecked the town.
I think we
I'm here.
Oh, hey. Welcome back.
Yes.
Should we retouch on some things that I would want his opinion for?
Talk about with Cam. This now is the time.
Okay,
I think there's the chicken thing.
Yeah, the chicken fiasco.
I killed a chicken. What more is there?
Okay.
No, cool. I think he killed a couple chickens.
He killed like 2 or 3 chickens.
Or 3. I think it was 3. Or you got turned into a chicken.
Death on 1 chicken.
Yeah, I got turned into a chicken, and I was chicken pan.
That's right. I forgot you polymorphed you into a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you also met
1076, the latest 966. Sorry, I'm multitasking.
Also, another thing I wanted to talk to you about, Kim. 2 other things. Yeah. Firstly, Goblin with a rocket launcher. You remember that when you bet your soul?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything to add on that? Anything you enjoyed about the Goblin with a rocket launcher?
I mean, my enjoyment was palpable in how much I was laughing at the entire situation.
It was definitely a weird session. That was fun, though.
It was fun, and fair enough. And then one that I felt like you get a huge kick out of talking about, real life LA.
Yeah, that was great. I got to improv a random ass fucking NPC. That
I guess is no longer an NPC since they became a PC when you got to play them. Yeah. Do you remember any of the girls' names? Is he gone?
I'm here. Okay. Wait. I think the NPC's name was Rachel.
Yeah, I remember there was a Rachel.
Okay, yeah, Rachel.
Yeah. They're like a Jennifer or a Stacy, or like whose soul did you end up betting?
Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was Stacy and Rachel. I think those were the girls.
I mean, I feel like there are more, but those are the 2 most important ones.
Those are the 2 that had names. Everyone else didn't have names. You just had...
No, I think that there was like a Jessica as well, and like maybe a Jennifer.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I remember giving at least 3 a name. Okay, and then the arena fight, where you fought against everyone else. We talked about how Karu swept it. How did you feel during that fight?
I got my ass beat in the first 2 rounds.
That's right.
Pan was not built for combat.
No, Zamaria focused him. Yeah, because Zamaria and you didn't get along at that point.
Which PvP is always fun in D&D as well.
We really didn't.
Yep.
If done right, PvP is super fun. Otherwise, it's just really annoying.
For sure. Had you enjoy meeting Shloopy and Funi for the first time?
I very much so enjoyed it.
Cool. Any other points you want to add to that, or is that just your overarching?
For being honest, I was high every time I played Pan, so like the memories are very distant.
All right, fair enough. I feel like the school fight we already kind of covered pretty well. Season 1 location, we got to talk to the Hooters girls. I feel like you're just going to say you enjoyed that.
Yes.
I think that's cool.
Very nice.
And then the final fight. We'll talk about yours first before we talk about anyone else's. Yeah, I figured I would. You guys know ass.
That conversation with Rudolph as well.
Oh yeah, the conversation.
Oh yeah, also a conversation with Rudolph. Yeah.
It was very enlightening. I'm glad that he's making returns and stuff.
Yeah, of course. He's a fun character.
He's a very nice character. I really hope to God that is the character you're playing in the next season.
We'll see.
And you really think Ross is gonna play a fucking squirrel?
True. Yeah. Do you think that could honestly be vetted?
You would make it work.
Race.
Let's be honest.
It's literally the one character from Smite.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's something I could definitely consider in the future, but I don't know, man. Sounds kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
With the full-on squirrel.
Fucking squirrel.
Fucking goddamn squirrel.
You could be a half squirrel.
Do you remember anything that Rudolph said to you? Because I don't remember what I said to you.
No. I remember you saying, if you blow my cover, I'll fucking kill you.
I do remember that too.
That's the only part I remember.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then the final fight, where you had to fight against Blaze. And that went very poorly for you, if I remember correctly, because you were feeble-minded.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Using feeble-minded on Cam's characters.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Whenever he's playing a charisma-based character and it drops his charisma down to a 1. Pretty good one to do. Yeah, but I enjoyed that. How did you feel Blaze was as an enemy for a second time?
A little bit more manageable because I knew what to expect.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
That you did, because you had fought him before as Bob.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting though. So more manageable, however he did cripple you. Because we didn't use the full. It was a bit different because we didn't use the Cannabos stat block.
We just use actually Blaze's shoot.
Yeah.
I will say this much: when we have next season's recap, I got some words to fucking say.
Yeah.
I got some choice words to say
about my characters.
Viewers have not heard them yet.
About specifically one.
Dude, it's gonna be about 2. It's gonna be about 2.
I think I know exactly which ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have explosions on me. I need to go, guys. I need to go.
Okay. Go. This upcoming fight that we have to do is possibly worse.
Oh, yeah. There's no choice words about this fight, I'm certain.
Yeah. It's only one character this time. Anyways, without letting too much
Spoilers,
happen.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, spoilers kind of. You guys.
Season. Whoa!
Yeah. Oh, crazy. Final fights then for other characters. I'll do Midnight's first since I felt like that was also a pretty short-lived one.
Actually. I had one turn and then I was dead.
Yup. That's how it happened.
I said at the end of the session, I got to play for like 30 minutes. Like, I was just dead for most of that combat.
When you play against Podna. Yeah.
Yeah, that was not fair.
Yeah. Especially when the man steals necrotic damage instead of radiant.
That was not fair. I was boned. I thought I gave it a good try, but like there was nothing I could do.
Yeah, no, he's really powerful. I mean, that's just Podna in a nutshell, though. Extremely powerful.
I was nothing I could do about that. I was dead.
Yeah, sorry about that one, Chief.
Because I knew about my fight before the finale happened, and I still knew I was dead, no matter what.
Yeah, they gave you your song to listen to as well. The song for that fight that I decided was "Knights of Sidonia" by Muse.
Yeah,
pretty fire song, but man,
still
it
my
fit
favorite
well.
song on Midnight's playlist.
Hell yeah, it's a good one for sure. A Lotus, you went to a different reality where the rest of the party never showed up to help fight against Asmodeus.
Yeah, that was interesting.
How was that for you? Yeah, you actually got to fight against Sidamsa himself.
Because I think Persephone was there as well and was helping me.
Persephone and Joji were both there. You got to choose between one or the other to help you. And you decided to choose Persephone, which was the right move.
Because she was familiar.
Yeah, you're more familiar with her and everything. You haven't as a character, I haven't really had many interactions with JoJo. I feel one of the most notorious characters.
That's true.
No, I haven't. I've been pretty aloof from him, I guess.
I feel like a Lotus and JoJo get along all that well.
They're both hapless.
I don't think
that's the only connection they can make.
I think we might have met like one time. Honestly,
I think so.
I'm trying to think. Like,
just a brief conversation.
He wasn't there this newest season, obviously.
Mm-mm. I believe he was actually there in the casino, and he talked to you guys there a bit.
Very bit part, yeah.
Yeah, but he was manageable there as well. He wasn't as crazy as he gets.
Yeah,
because he had some business to attend to. So he was keeping his cool. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe you'd like the character as Skippy, maybe not. I know that one of our past players, what did he go by? Did he just go by Dr. Professor outside of
Dr. Professor season 2?
Yeah, season 2. That player absolutely loves JoJo.
Oh yeah,
with him,
I love the character of JoJo. I hate having to DM for JoJo.
Of course, he's the most chaotic being I could make up. Very fun character. But yeah, so it made sense for you to send him away. How did it feel fighting alongside of Persephone?
I feel it was pretty good. I think we had like some interesting synergy.
For
sure.
I
don't think the fight was too hard because sorry.
Him.
Yeah.
You can people, so you can pretty much just like wreck any melee. You can wreck with any melee-based character.
Yeah, she definitely sped up the process as well, dealing a lot of damage.
Sure.
So, because I remember having to go through multiple fights.
Yes, because
the doors would open, and then I thought, yeah, I think I helped Karu, and then we went together to help Midnight.
Yep, because I was fucking dead.
And Pan was just goofing off, I think, or something.
What I recall happened was all three, like, so you and Persephone went in to help with Karu, and then you sent Persephone to go help.
That's
Pan,
what
you and Karu went to go help me.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, because I didn't like Pan. So if I could indirectly help him, I would, but I'm not going to. Yeah.
Because if I recall correctly, everyone's reaction to seeing what my fight was exactly what Ross hoped for, which was, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and I remember sitting there for a while with that one.
Yeah, he's a very strong character. But obviously with a cleric behind it, with a party and a cleric,
with
makes
it difficult, because that's absolutely what we needed.
Yeah,
because he's a tank for sure. Well, actually, his health isn't that crazy, but man, he just picks people off.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you played Podna, you got a kill every turn with him.
For sure. Yeah, that's literally how he is.
I had to make really big combats to make any combat be viable because you couldn't kill multiple targets in each turn.
You one-shot kill like 2 or 3.
Fuck.
I did. I one-shot a lich. I one-shot myself.
Jeez.
Yeah, because we had nega versions of ourselves to fight against.
Yeah.
And Podna killed himself in one turn.
Idea.
Yeah, it was.
I might do that
idea as well.
It
was sort of rolled higher initiative.
Was like what I had them do, which would because I gave them 2 versions of their item. So what I made them do was I saw how good I could fight them in a duel if I was using their character sheet.
Yeah, but the issue there was you're using the melee items for Podna.
Yes,
got to stick to the guns.
Using Joe and Vlad for that.
Yeah, great weapons, by the way. As I look at my water bottle here.
Getting sidetracked again.
Yeah. Oh God, I love it though. Just a bunch of Joe and Vlad all over it. And then, yeah, I thought that was fantastic. Karu, your final fight.
Oh my gosh, I tried to block it out of my mind.
Honestly, I have. I forget who you fought against.
Me too.
Oh, come on, everybody. Best villain.
Best villain, you say? Oh, he Shimona.
Oh, that's so right. You're so right.
Yeah.
You're so right.
You whooped his ass. Because radiant damage against him, he
yeah.
can't use his healing factor, and that's
Yeah.
what really made him a bitch to fight.
Two
Which I
times
believe,
in a
'cause I
row,
helped you pick up these fights as
baby.
well. I believe that was the exact choice was to make it so that she'd actually have a fighting chance because she's not a combat character.
Yeah. Man, that was awesome though.
2 times in a row, killing Hiki Shimona.
Yep. Congrats.
Where's the third? Give me a third.
Oh man.
Next season, give me a third.
Next season.
Yeah, whatevs. All right, yeah, but I believe that's the majority of everything then, as a recap.
Do we want to quick cover everybody's wishes and what they intended that to look like when they chose that wish?
Becoming a god. Yeah, let's start off with Midnight. Why not?
Yeah, I can go with that. So my wish was, as I do with my characters, was more for world building purposes. It wasn't really anything that my character would have done particularly, but I did it for world building. The same thing happened with Blackjack, where I wanted to, expand the horizons of what us as DMs could do with the world, and that's where Midnight's Wish came from, which is that you don't have to kill a god to become a god anymore, which is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is very, very big and should lead for some exciting events in the future.
It also gives all of us DMs more creative freedom to create stories and worlds that we can adventure through.
True. Okay, yeah, and got a good, obviously.
Yep.
Living it up there, living La Vida Loca.
After Papa fucking murdered Lathander for me.
Yep.
Totally executed.
Ties into Karu. Karu, your wish and godhood.
The wish.
Thoughts about it?
I believe the wish was that anybody of any race or any gender could get pregnant if they wanted to. I'm pretty sure.
Ross did have a question about this that he forgot about until right now. How does that work? Is it like a storks thing? Where the baby shows up?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's a little baby elephant, I would say.
It doesn't just... baby elephant
cute.
Shows up?
Little flying baby elephant comes down.
Is it a stork with an elephant's face? Because, I'm into that.
No. It's like a...
Oh, you know what else I just remembered? That stupid elephant horse thing. That you
God.
just... Oh, jeez.
Photoshopped?
Yeah.
Please kill me now, Junior was the name of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was like a thing that popped up.
Oh my God.
No, that was a good thing. Good moment.
Because that would be fantastic.
What did you say?
Is that what your messengers are? Are they horse elephants?
No.
Okay, but if it's just an elephant, what about if you bang in a skyship and you want to have your kid show up there?
Does it elephant have wings?
I guess it'll have to fly.
Okay, so does it have stork wings then is the question.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, cool. Does the elephant does it just, instead of having two separate nose holes, does it just have one big hole that it just pumps the baby out of?
Oh God.
No, I was
the baby's stored inside and they sneeze it out.
Yeah.
I was thinking that the elephant kind of holds it underneath its trunk.
Oh.
Underneath its trunk. Okay, so if it drops the baby, then the baby's screwed, right? We just call that a miscarriage and call it a day.
Yeah.
Return to center, bro.
Yeah, do they just show up a little funky?
That wish is bigger than I even realized when she made it, because that means that we can have half races in our world again, like monster races.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Because they can do it without pissing off Joju.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
They just say let's have a baby, and that's how it works, or is there some sort of ritual that happens?
Is that how it works?
They'll have to pray to me, and then they'll get blessed with a baby.
Wow. And you get a baby, and you get a baby.
And you get a baby, and you get a baby.
Or is actually just Oprah Winfrey in an elephant outfit?
You betcha.
Joju's been secretly using her powers to just get kids to work for free labor.
Jeez.
I became the goddess of fertility, as I said earlier. But
yeah.
Which I feel like that was fitting, especially after Blaze mentioned that he needs someone to do all the paperwork for the babies.
Blaze is just a lazy ass. That's the only reason.
Yeah. You took such a load off of his back, man. I'm sure he's so grateful for that.
Now he really doesn't have to do shit.
No, he doesn't. Now he can just literally get high all the time, which is what he was hoping for initially. So he's very happy about that. And then finally ending with a Lotus, I guess, since Cam isn't here.
Yeah. God of Nature.
Yeah.
Because that ties in, like I said, at the end of the season, like Lotus kind of came away from that, like we talked a little bit earlier, like about that Pierce kind of personality, and started like, you know what, like let me kind of just figure out my own without trying to fit in, kind of a thing. Yeah. And as he like grew comfortable with the party, he kind of like was shedding those layers as well. So going back to his roots, like that's where his heart is anyway. Like the peacefulness, the laid backness of nature, kind of like Blaze, I guess. But
yeah, less drug induced.
Yeah, less. I mean, we're still here for a good time. We're still for a good time, but that's not like the focus. Like it's just like trying to be wholesome, I guess, would be the way. And then out of that, with that like conflict earlier in like the story with Pan, like he wanted all animals to be treated right, so they have like protection rights and stuff like that, like ASPCA kind of stuff. So yeah, so now I get to make the
as your god plane, because nature doesn't really have a plane normally.
Yeah,
I mean, I said before, he's welcome to the Feywild if he wants to.
That's probably where he's gonna be, because it could be like a side office off of like Blaze's thing.
Yeah,
it'll just, you know, like because he's already got offices and workers there. I might steal some of them. Who knows? To do with deal with the wildlife.
Yeah, get some of his animal followers to help you out. I'm sure you guys have a deal going there then.
Yeah, we actually don't use the A word anymore. We prefer non-human or non-humanoid. So
even including non-humanoid, there's some races that are non-humanoid.
Yeah, there's monstrous races. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you saying that they're at the same level as beings with an intelligence score of 4 or lower?
You know, I'm gonna have to talk to my PR person about this.
Get that checked out.
Yeah,
I think you can still use the A word. I don't think it's necessarily an offensive term. I think that it's the same way as using the humanoid term to describe a lot of the races that are playable.
And you know, I never thought about it like that. I was told not to use the A word anymore, but
I say we bring it back.
Hey, Derek, yeah, we gotta talk about this animal thing real quick.
There's a bear with glasses that like lowers them. Look at you. He has like a typewriter.
he's got like a little hat on or something.
Yeah,
little party hat. Cool.
I feel like that's more offensive to make him have a party hat.
What's that? What's that, like that cylindrical hat? What's that?
Top hat?
No.
10-gallon hat, like the Arby's hat.
No. A lot of Indian and Middle Eastern people wear them.
Just now, I'm just imagining a bear at a typewriter with like really big spectacles and a 10-gallon hat, and I'm like kind of into it.
Oh, I can't remember what the heck. Anyway, keep going.
A fez?
A fez. Thank you. Jeez.
Okay. Yeah, I can see some librarian glasses and a fez.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. Cool.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's what my my little character wanted out of life, so.
Yeah, and why not? I guess you achieved that then. Good stuff, everybody. Yeah, anything anyone else want to talk about other than all those talking points?
I think we did a good. I think we're all done.
Okay.
No problem.
Sounds good to me. And Blimbo, want to take us out? Yeah, sure.
Wait, what?
You guys? Well.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say
because canonically this takes place in the past.
I know.
Don't spoil too much for season 6, guys. Come on.
I was confused for like a split second.
I was like, hold up, shouldn't like Foodie or somebody like?
Nope, I'm the one who's here because future events have not taken place yet.
The future is in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody listening to this, who be excited for season 6, boys and girls. It's some exciting stuff. But I will take us out with this non-canon. Well, I guess it is kind of canon, but non-story based Retribution. Yeah,
you're here.
Yeah, exactly.
If Blimbo's here, it's
oh wow!
If Blimbo's here, it is a canon episode. This is true.
Wait,
yes,
can
I spoke by myself in the third person. What's that?
I don't want to spoil anything, but does that mean certain episodes are not canon?
No. That doesn't mean that. It just. Okay, spoiler alert for anybody listening. Maybe some episodes where Blimbo doesn't make an appearance. Don't worry about those episodes. They're still very much canon. I'm just not able to make an appearance, okay? But I'm able to now. So check out links in the description on the YouTube. If you're listening to this on any other podcast enjoying app like Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, come check out the YouTube. Listening to this on YouTube, go check out any of those other ones. Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, and we'll shout you out like we do George Mustard, even though he just follows Ross on
Mustard.
Twitter. What a guy!
Yeah, George.
Anyways, though, we'll start shouting out Twitter handles at some point, maybe. And as always, never kiss a man if he doesn't give you consent. All right, bye.
Bye.